Hi everyone, my name is Asmita and I'll be presenting our paper Fuzzing BusyBox Leveraging LLM and Crash Reuse for Embedded Bug Unearthing. This work was done in collaboration with Netrise, a company focused on software supply chain and XIoT device security. A huge shout out to them for providing all the resource and support for this research. We all know there has been substantial increase in number of IoT devices over the years across diverse industrial segments. And so there has also been a number of attack surfaces. Embedded systems are core part of this IoT ecosystem, firmware being the main logic. During development, we use a lot of third-party libraries and SDKs. And if there is issues with either of them, it kind of compromise the overall ecosystem. So our target here is BusyBox, which is widely used in embedded Linux-based firmware. It comprises of over 300 Linux utilities within one package, and it's highly useful because it's lightweight. It's highly used for resource-constrained embedded devices. We used fuzzing to perform testing on it. A widely used method has been widely used for the generic softwares, but it's also being brought in the embedded domains nowadays. There are a lot of research papers try to perform fuzzing on embedded firmwares. So large language models, yeah. I would say this was a kind of motivation behind this. Research is more of an experimental research. So there have been so much LLM across all the domains. It's known for its natural language understanding and text generation. There are a lot of AI models which are being brought in different applications. And that's what was one of the motivations to see how we can leverage this along with fuzzing to embedded applications. And that's where we used LLM in our case to generate initial seed generation. Crash reuse, so this was a secondary outcome of our first. So after when we were doing this, there were a lot of crashes, and a very simple idea popped up saying that we have this bunch of crashes, can we make use of it? And that's where we do crash replay, but mostly we do on the same target. We get crash and we replay the crash on the same target to identify. So the idea here was to replay the input which caused the crash on the variant of the target. So by variant of the target, I mean like different version of that. For example, BusyBox is the target, different version of BusyBox, or different compilation optimization and different architecture, but the target is just the different variant. So I'll cover this later slides. So we looked at a couple of work which were using LLM for fuzzing, and they had like different targets like ChatFL, ChatFuzz, Fuzz for All, Whitebox, and the like protocol, some programming inputs, and compiler, and I forgot to mention OSS Fuzz here. So we came across a blog where OSS Fuzz is OSS Fuzz, a famous tool by Google, trying to integrate LLM for generating harnesses automatically. Something similar what it was discussed by David in a keynote today. So that was kind of inspired, like if we can leverage this into our application. So started with a couple of questions. Okay, we are targeting BusyBox. First, to have, some of us are not, if you're not aware of like how impactful it is to look into it, because to see how widespread are the variant. Are we still using the older version, what it is like? And then can we leverage LLM for fuzzing? And is there a better way of identifying similar vulnerabilities across the variants? So before jumping into the experiments, we leveraged so Netrise provided us with a bunch of BusyBox L files, which they had extracted from real world IoT products. Ranging from, so they just gave us the L file, and they gave us the product types, like L file belongs to which product type. And so we kind of tracked on those different versions which were present on those devices. And it was quite surprising. See, like still, at the time of our experiments, the latest BusyBox was 1.36.1. We were also using like 1.7.2 and like quite older versions. So it was quite concerning. So this is the basic setup pipeline where Technique 1, where we have the target crash collection, which is the collection of all BusyBox ELF file, which we got from Netrise team. And then basic fuzzing setup, the generic one, AFL++, using Qemu mode. Though BusyBox is open source, but we considered any application which we might not have access to the source code, so we used AFL++ in Qemu mode. The only difference with traditional fuzzing is here we inserted the seeds which were generated using LLM. We used OpenAI GPT-4. So once this, just the generic fuzzing method that we usually do, collect the crash kind of resource for us, and then the generic process like the manual triaging and finding vulnerabilities. And we reuse the crash which we obtained from Technique 1 into Technique 2, where we take the new variant of the target. So in this case, we tested on the latest version of the BusyBox during that time. And without actually performing the fuzzing, seeing if any of these input which caused the crashes in previous variants are helpful in the new case in Technique 2. So yeah, pipeline Technique 1, perform fuzzing, collect the inputs which cause the crashes, and then replace on the variant of the target. During this, while we were playing around with this whole LLM thing, there was two challenges. Like one is like if the input format is already known by LLM knowledge base, pretty decent enough to get the output. You just send a prompt. I was just playing around with a little prompt. It will give me some bunch of garbage, then I had to like discard it and see how it is giving. So a simple prompt, you are a fuzzer, you are initial seed generator for X applet fuzzer of the BusyBox, and provide the input seeds. And the second case is where for the target category where you don't have, and it's not known by LLM, in that case, we will have to fine-tune LLM to generate the input corresponding, which satisfies those need of the target. And then like query LLM, and then generate initial seeds and feed this initial seed as a corpus to the fuzzer. We perform fuzzing using the generic method without LLM, providing random initial seeds during fuzzing. And the second was where with LLM. We find there was substantial increase in number of, we randomly chose, there was no specific reason behind why we chose these. We just picked some version of the BusyBox, some target, and we kind of perform fuzzing on about 10 hours for these. And there was substantial increase in number of crashes. When we were doing this, we thought maybe it's just we see the higher number because the crashes could be duplicate, or so we use AFL triage to narrow down the crashes and see the unique number of crashes. So again, we picked up random 4 products and to see the unique crashes, which were also better with LLM-based initial seeds. And yeah, the number of crashes, then we fuzzed for 48 hours. Like it was because that was experimental with all. Then we picked 4 of them, and then we 40. Some cases it's significantly higher. Some it's okay. So kind of won't work for all targets. It really depends. We'll have to more of try and test, see how it works. So number of crashes were higher, which gives us more science to kind of triage and see if we see any good output. Then the number of edges, okay, not that great in terms of number of edges. It's not much time overhead. Like the time execution per seconds were almost similar, so not much overhead here because of inclusion of those Cs. So increasing number of crashes, edge coverage, better in some cases, not significant difference with the time overhead thing. Then once we had Technique 1, we kind of fuzzed all those targets that we had from Netrise. We collected the input which caused these crashes. Then we came to Technique 2, where why we need that, as I explained before. So you don't really have to perform fuzzing. You can replay those inputs and see if it is working. I'll tell the limitation in the end. There are obviously limitations. And then there is a black box. So there could be possibility that when we have target, but we don't know, like we're completely clueless. But we might have idea, maybe we have used this kind of targets sometime before in our penetration testing, maybe we have some result, and like replay that and see if we see anything out of there. It kind of give us the rough idea for the initial stage before directly jumping into blind fuzzing. So save some time. So very brief, just bunch of target, same, collect crashes from all. When I say crashes, it's more of input which cause these crashes, and then consolidate that and then perform on the variant of the target. So yeah, so from the previously collected crash, we have approx 4,500 crashes. Then we leverage this to perform on the new variant BusyBox, latest during that time, and then we perform fuzzing. So we did both. One, perform fuzzing using crash reuse technique. Second was the traditional fuzzing. So crash reuse, I mean, we didn't perform fuzzing here. We just replayed those crashes on the new variant and see if we find crash on the new variant. And second was we did 10 hours of fuzzing, traditional fuzzing, without having any background knowledge of the previous crash. So we did find a higher number of crashes in this case and in less time. And yeah, we identified vulnerability which is not new. It was similar to one of the older DOS vulnerabilities, memory exhaustion, and yeah, so it was in glibc, which is used inside BusyBox in regex and strf type. No new vulnerabilities, kind of the experiment thing to see if this method helps us in increasing crashes and stuff, and found some older CVs in the newer version of BusyBox. So yeah, detects potential crash similar to the previous discovered one, applies to similar target variants, and good for initial phase, not effective for finding zero-day vulnerabilities. So these are the limitations. So for technique one, we just can't blindly trust LLM. It needs initial manual effort to make it closer to our targets, and then it needs manual verification, and technique two does not guarantee all crash. We have to do fuzzing. It's just that it makes our work a little easier in identifying whether it is similar to the previous ones. So yeah, we plan to extend this for other target apart from BusyBox. For BusyBox, we had a couple of applets, Awk, Man, Dishi, and Ash. We just chose randomly those applets, and we plan to extend it for other targets apart from BusyBox, and experiment with inclusion of LLM in fuzzing at different stage of fuzzing for embedded targets. So that's it from my side. And contact QR for my paper if in case anyone is interested. Thank you.